Make sure to like.
Here we go. Kemple, the scoop. No, he went up and got it.
Welcome into PSP Prime Time. My name is Dalyss Hanson, sitting alongside my old friend, Bryce Gutknecht. Thank you for choosing PSP Network. We are very happy. Fall is here. Golf season is over, Bryce. Right? You blinked and it's done.
Nick wants to go out and play a quick 9 here after this. I think we're going to run out of daylight, but yeah, I'm excited for football season. We've got some incredible guests today. We're fired up. The schedule is ready to go. We're ready for Friday Night Lights. It's going to be an exciting fall season for PSP.
Looking forward to it. Looking to having you along for the ride as well. This is our fall football preview show. Before we get to anything else, we want to thank our sponsorship and our proud partner with Beowulf Golf Course, where no matter where you go, they redid the bar, they're redoing the restaurant, they're getting the pro shop ready to go. This course is in fantastic shape. I know you've golfed it a few times. You're no longer in the running for the Cooley Cup, but hey, there's always next year. But what do you think about Beowulf?
I've left a few balls out there, but it's always a great time. It's a challenge. The hospitality every time we come here is top notch. It's just a great place to be and spend a lot of your summertime here if you can sneak away from work and get some rounds in.
We also want to thank Planet Pizza. We're in for a surprise later, so stick around. So shout out to Planet Pizza for all your pizza needs. Even if you have a birthday party, whatever the case might be for that youngster of yours, make sure you give them a call at 852-1700. Bryce, we've got all summer to think about this. We're going to talk to 4 great coaches, 4 great programs here in the great city of Minot, but it's not just Minot. There's other great parts and other great athletes around our great state of North Dakota. Your thoughts coming into the fall season?
Yeah, it starts tonight with us. We've got the kickoff show. Hats off to these coaches for coming. We know the challenges that it is with coaching and the time away from your family. It's everything, the extracurricular stuff, them coming to spend some time with PSP Network, doing an interview with us. It means the world to us and for us to do that.
We've also got a not such a special guest, but our boss, Nick Holberg, is here producing tonight. Nick, you got the headset ready to go. Let's hear some words.
Yeah, I don't know if I would say, I don't know if I like the terminology boss. I'm sitting here watching everybody come up on number 9 right now, my favorite golf course of all time, and I'm like a black lab that's ready for pheasant hunting season. I'm kind of shaking sitting here, but I couldn't be more thrilled to kick off this football year. And, you know, the best part for me is that summer is beautiful. Golf season's awesome. However, this transition, this time of the year really is kind of one of the best times of the year, isn't it, really?
1,000%.
Yeah.
1,000%. There's nothing that beats fall football.
Are we making a prediction tonight on who's going to win
at
the Dakota Bowl when it's all said and done? I don't want any part of that. Yeah. However, I'm curious to see where you guys fall into line with that.
I have to study up a little more before I'm giving out any predictions yet.
I'm predicting that we're going to have a heck of a run on the PSP Network. Can't thank you guys enough for doing what you do.
We can't thank you enough for everybody at home. You can find our whole schedule of events. It's going to be a big week coming up on Saturday, we're going to have a ton of football games down in Bismarck, actually the Mandan area. Find all of that scheduling at psp.network. Make sure you subscribe and tell your friends where you can watch everything for free at PSP Network on YouTube. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, our first guest, you don't want to miss this.
Feeling you get when this happens? That's oil change-anxiety. The anxiety of being without a car with a billion things to do. The fear of being overcharged. The stress of not knowing where to go or who to trust. But you never get those feelings at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, where you can watch us work right from your car, and we finish up in about 15 minutes.
We changed your oil and did our 18-point safety check.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Service you can see, experts you can trust.
For decades, Nodak Insurance Company has been serving our state's residents in good times and challenging times. We come together for the greater good, from simple acts of kindness to company-wide efforts that make a difference in our community. It's who we are, rooted in North Dakota and ready to serve when it matters most. Nodak Insurance Company, agents with answers.
Darren Johnson, Cody Olson, and Scott Wilkins, your agents with answers in Mandan.
Welcome back to PSP Primetime. Our first guest is the head coach of the Bishop Ryan Lions, Ben Belinsky. Ben, thanks for coming on, man. Appreciate it. It's nice to meet you. So, last season, 8-2, heck of a year. Your first winning season since 2021. You defeated Dickinson Trinity in the first round of the playoffs. Fell to Central Cass in the quarterfinals in a tough game, 29-28, but a lot of things to build off of. I mean, you had a lot of great players in the program. Tell us a little bit about last season.
Yeah, so last season I actually wasn't the head coach going into the year. It was Pat Hardy, and he had a stroke before the season started, and so he was out, and they called my name, and so I was the head coach for the entire season. It was a really, really good season. Lucky for me, I had a lot of really good players and guys who had been in the at Bishop Ryan for a long, long time, like coaches too. So, I didn't have to rebuild completely. But yeah, like we went throughout the entire season, had a great season. A few, like Velva, we didn't play very well, got beat pretty big by them. But, going to Central Cass, we had a ton of confidence going into that game. And coming out the first half, we were losing by like 20 points, I think it was. And so we go in the second half. I think I called the same play 10 or 12 times. And,
like Madden.
Yeah, and it just if it's working, don't change it. And so we clawed our way back into that game, took the lead late, and then they scored, went for 2, got up by 1, and we were so close, man, to getting a win out there. But as a coach, I made mistakes out there throughout the entire season, and especially that last game that I can learn from. And so going into this year, I think. There's no losses, there's only lessons, and so we're pretty confident going into this year and what we can improve on. I think we have. So,
you had mentioned it with Coach Hardy there, and last year it was more than football. It was more, that something like that happening really brings a team together, really brings the school together. You kind of elaborate on that a little more with what happened with Coach Hardy and getting kind of thrown into that situation.
Yeah, so going into the season, I was the offensive coordinator. He was the head coach in the DC, and it was the last day of fall camp. We went to celebrate after our last 2-day, and we went to the Surus to golf. We finished up our round, and he's like, man, I got a pretty bad headache, and he was slurring his words a little bit, and I'm not a doctor, so I just thought he was tired. And so I go home. I'm there for about 30 minutes. I get a call from Pat saying, hey, I'm having a stroke. I'm getting life flighted to Fargo.
Wow.
So, I want you to take over the reins, and, I'll be back in 2 weeks, he said. So I was like, okay, I can handle 2 weeks. And about 30 minutes after that, I get a call from his wife, Selena, and she's like, hey, it's going to be a little bit longer than 2 weeks. It's probably like a year-long recovery. And so, we kind of had to put our heels in the dirt and get to work. And, we brought Roger Coleman, on to be our defensive coordinator, and he really helped us, especially throughout the entire season, offense and defense. But a lot of young coaches, and we were pretty lucky, I think, or pretty fortunate to have Roger alongside to teach us kind of the ropes. He knows a lot about the region, a lot about other coaches and what they like to do. So if there was a silver lining, it was getting to coach with Roger. But yeah, it was a pretty crazy situation, and one that I hope doesn't happen again.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know if it's the purple hat or your face, but I'm getting major Kevin O'Connell, head coach of the Viking vibes. Man, you do a great job. Very well spoken.
Thank you.
Speaking of great job, let's talk about one of the probably right around their top 10 of the greatest players to ever come for Bishop Bryan, Jet Lundeen, your quarterback last year, now finds his way to Minot State. Talk a little bit about what you thought of Jet as a quarterback, a big missing piece for you, so you're going to have to figure out that aspect of things, but what do we need to know about Jet now that he's playing at Minot State?
Yeah, Jet was another coach out there for us. He kept the guys accountable, and he was a really, really good leader, so that helped me out, especially on the offensive side. But he's just such a great athlete and such a good human that he's gonna do great at the collegiate level. With Minot State's offense, it's a little different than what we ran. They run the triple option, and he's good on his feet, so I think he'll fit right in. And he's smart. He understands how to read defenses, at the high school level. So it's going to change for him at the college level, but he's got a good enough mentality. I think the sky's the limit for him.
I'm going to switch gears here to talk about schedule. Last couple of years, you've played the likes of Bowman County, you've played Langdon area, you've played Trinity. It's been tough out of the gate every single season for you here these last few years. Talk a little bit about this year. What's the schedule look like the first couple weeks for the Lions?
Well, so actually about 3 weeks ago, we scheduled our first game. We were calling all over the place because we were supposed to play Bowman,
I'd seen that, yeah.
but they backed out, and so we scheduled Horace's JV, and they were the state champions in AA last year, and so they're going to be a good team. It's going to be a good test for us. Then we go straight into a bye week, which at first I wasn't in love with, but we got kind of banged up throughout fall camp and into our scrimmage that we did last Thursday. So it's actually coming at a pretty good time before we go to Botno for our first region game, which Botno was a playoff team last year, so that'll be another good test.
Tell us about Region 3. What are some expectations as a whole? How do you think it'll be as Region 3?
I think Region 3 is going to be really good again. I mean, we lost players. We lost 12 seniors, but so does everybody else. And so I think the playing field will kind of level out. Obviously, Velva's going to be good. They're so well coached, and they've been dominant for years. Another team like Stanley. Stanley will be pretty good. I think Powers Lake or Ray and them. So there's a lot of good teams, a lot of good players from this region that any week you can if you're the best team in the region, you can go out and lose because there's so much good competition out there. So it'll be good for us.
I got a two-part question.
Oh boy.
Okay, two parts.
Here we go.
College football, NFL, who's your team? And I want to know, how much do they dictate your mood and your happiness on a weekly basis?
Ooh.
So for college, I would say, I cheered for Notre Dame last year.
Okay.
But I kind of pick and choose teams throughout. But every Saturday I like to watch the Beavers. That's where I went to school. So I'm a big Minot State Beaver. I'll choose them for my college team.
Okay.
They had a great season last year. I mean, they kicked the crap out of Winona last season of the game. That made my whole week. So a good week after that. And then I'm a Minnesota Vikings fan. So.
Here we go. Kevin O'Connell.
Yeah. There you go.
So it used to bother me a lot more, and now I kind of just come to expect the doubt or the frustration when they lose. But last year was a pretty good season. A lot of wins, and just come up short in the playoffs like that is tough. But big Vikings fan.
What is this, now that it is your true first year as the head coach? Last year you got a lot under your belt there, but what are the expectations for this team that you would be willing to share with the audience?
I think the expectations have to be the same every single year. No matter the team you got, no matter the leaders you got your goal has to be set high. And for us, it's a state championship first and foremost. We talked about that day one in the locker room before we put the pads on at all. And if you can get guys to buy into that early and have that belief throughout the season, and if you have success, obviously that helps. But just having that belief and carrying that through practice and then into games is huge for our confidence, and I think that state championship is our number one priority. But obviously you go week to week and you got to win week one, win week two, win week three. So you can't look too far ahead, but in the back of your heads, you're playing for a state championship.
Ben, I know I just met you, but beautiful golf course here. This is hole 9 right here behind us. Hole 9. I want to know, in the friendly spirit of a rivalry, if we get you versus Coach Weidler on the tee box on hole 9, who wins?
I don't know how much of a golfer he is. Do you guys? Is he?
He plays
okay.
a little bit. He plays a little bit.
Okay.
Smooth swing, putt a little. Doesn't hit it too far. Sorry, Matt. He doesn't hit it too far, but he'll hit it straight.
All right. Well, I got to go with myself. I'm always going to go with myself.
Well, Coach Belinsky, this has been an absolute pleasure. We really appreciate you coming on board, taking some time. What are some things you'd like to leave us with as the Lions look to have a great regular season?
I'm really hoping this year's going to be a good year. The kids are super excited to get going. We have a lot of kids. We had 12 seniors graduate, and so a lot of these kids were scout team guys last year, and so we didn't know what we were going to have, and they didn't get to play a lot last year. So they're just super excited to get out there and finally get to play some varsity football and some meaningful minutes. And I'm looking forward to see how they work and what they can do.
Well, hey, before you go, PSP, Planet Pizza brought some pizza and wings, so make sure you grab some.
All right.
Thank you for your time, my friend. Appreciate you. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Appreciate you coming out.
Yeah.
We're going to take a quick break. Oh, hey, look at this pizza, actually.
Look at that.
The field goal post?
Field goal post. Here we go.
Nice.
Look at that. I mean,
we're in football mode.
Details.
Oh, get that wasp out of there.
Yeah, they're a little wasp, but look at that. You got the field goal post. You got the galactic pepperonis, got some cheese. I mean, what else do you need?
Best pizza in Minot.
Oh, 1,000%. Got a little topping of a wasp there. We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll have another coach, and you're going to want to hear these remarks.
With Shaw's Crossroads Fuel to Food Reward Program, you can. Here's how it works. Pick up a fuel tracker card from any of our C-store cashiers. Every time you fill up with gasoline or diesel, use the fuel tracker card to record your gallons. Once you reach 1,000 gallons, you'll be eligible for a $10 gift card to Shaw's Crossroads Restaurant. Start earning your rewards today at Shaw's Crossroads.
ServPro's construction program brings both vision and precision. From that very first hammer strike to the final touch of paint, our dedication remains unwavering. It's not just about remodeling, it's about legacy. In Minot and Bismarck, ServPro is your partner in transformation. We don't just build back, we elevate every space.
See? The slicer, the meat and cheese, it has a rhythm.
This is the rhythm of the slice. The slice. Oh yeah. The rhythm of the slice. This is the rhythm of the slice. The slice. Oh yeah.
Order for Danny?
Sliced right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
History book, a time gone by. But even in this modern world, there are new frontiers to conquer. Whether you're tending the land to grow a better tomorrow or growing a business for new opportunities, the work you do powers the world. Exploring the frontier means stepping forward, shaping the future for yourself and for those around you. First International Bank and Trust, helping you live first, one step at a time.
Nuances of cutting men's hair. Less pomp, more adore, huh, Brittany?
Square face, wavy hair.
Mid-fade with a textured top. Finish it off with a hard part and taper that neckline, coach.
Cowlick, what's the move? It's not just all about hard work here.
Hit all. 7. Pressure. Points. Yeah.
It takes expertise to be a sport clip stylist.
Here?
That's the spot. Right there, huh?
Sport Clips, the pros in men's hair.
PSP Primetime is the choice. Beowulf Golf Course is the place. Our next guest is head coach Matt Weidler from Velva DAG. Coach, good to see you, man. Good to see you. No state championship ring on tonight?
No.
Well, let's dive right into it, okay? State champions a year ago, an instant classic versus Kindred. How many times have you watched the game back, though, since it?
Not too many. I've probably watched it 3 times. Kind of watched it with the family on the TV. You know, how the TV, whatever it was, WDA, whatever it is. But you know, we just kind of go back and rewatch kind of some of the things you like to have back and, and kind of break it down a little bit more. But haven't had too much time to watch that one.
I know you've been asked this a lot. We've talked about what that class, that special senior class that departed, 2 state titles. Can you talk about exactly their legacy and the stamp that they put on the program with Velva DAG football?
Well, the thing with all those guys, they were just great workers and great team guys. They were great for younger kids to see just how important like each individual was for the team. Like they understood. Some of them were pretty good playmakers. Like they made a lot of plays, but the example they set on the practice field every day, just they worked so hard and did what was ever asked, and were great leaders for all our kids. So, you know, from the leadership standpoint, that's the biggest thing we were probably, I thought we would miss, just because those guys played so many years, and obviously, you know, football-wise, they're really good football players.
Let's talk a little bit about the co-op, because there's so many things that happen behind the scenes that the average fan doesn't see. What can you tell us about your co-op?
Well, it's worked out really well. You know, that whole thing started just with Garrison not having Mary, and they called, and it's like, yeah, let's go. You know, and I think we had 4 kids that first year. Those guys that all just graduated, we had four kids that made it through. So, you know, and then you add Drake in there, which both of them have to commute every day. Garrison's probably about a 50-minute trip, and Drake 25. So those kids make a commitment to football, and you know, it's a grind every day for them. You know, on top of that, they got to take care of their schoolwork too. So, you know, we're thankful, you know, for those guys and the commitment they make to, you know, want to be a part of Aggie football.
Class A football, the state of it. We got some teams moving up. We got some teams moving down. Can you talk a little bit about the structure of Class A football, what you're kind of expecting? I know there's a lot of other talent in the other regions. What should we know about Class A football this year?
Yeah, it's a little different when you take out Kindred and Central Cass, you know, 2 great programs, but then you're adding in, you know, for ours, we bring in Botno into our region, who was a playoff team last year. You know, and then our non-conference game, we open up with Valley City, who's coming down from AA. So, you know, you don't always – the nice part is now with how our huddle's set up, you do get film exchange see everybody. Now, you don't get a lot of time to watch them throughout the year. The others, I try and just peek in. But, you know, it's going to be very competitive, I think, in all 4 regions, you know, and I think throughout the whole state, Class A, there's a ton of seniors that were on all these teams all over. You know, I think a team like Langdon probably returns the most guys, and they got a great program. But, you know, I think it's going to be a very competitive class throughout the whole year.
Here's a stat I want to run by you. So last year, your point differential, do you know what it was? 471. You gave up 38 points in 4 playoff games. Talk about the success the Aggies have seen defensively, and also Brock Nagel. I mean, a great defensive coordinator.
Yeah, you know, when came to Brock and just asked, you want to be the DC, and yeah, sure, you know, but I thought, like, for him,
yeah, let's do it.
Like, for him, I think what helped is he was on the offensive side of the ball for so long. Yeah. You know, like for me, like moving to the offensive side, like I know what stressed me out defensively, or as a defensive coordinator offensively, and same thing for him, like what puts stress, you know, on an offense. So he's done a fantastic job. He's a great teacher and just understanding, you know, where to put kids, and you know, he's done a great job for us, and we're looking forward to him scheming some stuff up again this fall.
I got a question. You got to come up with an answer. You can't say I don't know. If we called Larry Sandy right now, okay, we got Larry Sandy on the phone. He's got 3 options. Who was the best football player at their time in Velva? Josh Weidler, Tommy Weidler, Matt Weidler. What comes out of Larry's mouth?
Who's calling him? Me?
Well, it's Dalyss Hanson's making the call, maybe.
Oh, I don't know what he would go with there.
All right.
He'd probably say
if you're making
my
the
sister
call.
was the best athlete. That's probably what his answer would be.
Well, we got some Planet Pizza here tonight, but what's your ideal post-game meal after a big Aggie win?
It's usually a frozen pizza.
I love it.
Pepperoni? Are we talking like 4 meat?
It could be a 4 meat,
okay.
But usually it's pepperoni or whatever we got in.
I love it.
My wife will usually have one in and ready to go when I get home. So.
Heck yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
So after the championship, you were on swim lessons with this guy.
Yeah.
You were on swim lessons. He said you reminded him of a coach, Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, do you ever just think about maybe just full embracing the Bill Belichick mode? You go the cut-off sweatshirt, you go the arms crossed the entire game,
He's
maybe
repping a
grow
little
out the
cut-off
hair
tonight.
a little bit.
I could probably
think about full embracing
got
it.
enough old sweatshirts, maybe cut the sleeves off. That's
Yeah,
about the
there you go.
extent.
There you go. Okay.
Okay, stock 2025, 2026. Aggies, a lot of new faces and new positions. You're going to have some kids step up.
Yep.
Bottom line. Do you talk about handling expectations with this group by just kind of saying, hey, just one game at a time, or how do you handle that with a group like this?
Yeah, we're really treating this no different than any other group. Like there's some kids in new spot. They're new to probably starting. You know, we've got all our skill guys, 2 receivers, tight end, quarterback. They're all seniors. They've just sat behind some really good players. So, you know, I don't think they felt any pressure or anything like that, any more than what they'd probably put on themselves. So we're excited for those guys just to get their opportunity, and I know they are. You know, what we do offensively, defensively, they've been in the system long enough. They just haven't got the live varsity reps. So, you know, we're excited for those new guys to step in and kind of start making their own path in Aggie football. So
I know you're a big sports guy. I know some of your favorite teams, but right now on the air, you got to pick one of your favorite teams to win a championship in a given year. Which one team are you picking?
Notre Dame.
Really?
The Irish.
What makes you say that?
Well, I don't know. Minnesota Twins, but I'm not even close to that one.
The Polands are keeping them too, so it might be a while.
I'm a big college football guy, so Notre Dame's close. So I'd love to see the Irish win one.
Coach, thank you for the time today. It's a true honor to have not only yourself but all these coaches on. But leave us with something. What can people expect from the Aggies this coming fall?
Our guys are going to compete really hard. You know, they're going to play together. You know, it's from a defense standpoint, we just want to get all 11 hats of the ball. Like, we're just swarming. And offensively, just guys that just buy in and do their job. I'm super excited for this crew. That's the best part about coaching football. You get a new team every year, so you kind of put the pieces of the puzzle. You try to do your best, put them in position to be successful on Friday. So and we're just excited to see them go out and compete. They'll compete hard, you know, for 4 quarters.
Well, good luck, Coach. We appreciate your time.
You bet. Thanks for having me on, guys.
We'll be out there Friday.
Yeah.
We'll be in Velva Friday.
Appreciate all you guys,
openers.
all the work you guys do for high school sports. It's awesome. I love it.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming.
Let's go, Aggies. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to hear from Minot North's Jacob Holman.
Ryan Family Dealerships has the best selection we've had in years. You'll find fantastic offers from Nissan, Honda, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Cadillac, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram.
Hold up. Ryan sells Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram?
Yes, we do, and we'd love to sell one to you. Visit one of our 5 convenient locations in Minot and Williston. Get your next vehicle from a name you know and trust. Ryan Family Dealerships.
Jersey Mike's slices your sub right in front of you, see? The slicer, the meat and cheese. It has a rhythm.
This is the rhythm of the slice. The slice. Oh yeah. The rhythm of the slice. This is the rhythm of the slice. The slice. Oh yeah.
Order for Danny.
Sliced right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
Coach Holman, thanks for the time, man. Interesting year last year, but a very good year, 8-3, and first year at a varsity level. I mean, that's got to feel well. You had that huge 5-game win streak before falling to a really good West Fargo Horse team in the semifinals. But is it fair to say that you exceeded your expectations last year being in that first-year program?
Probably from an outside perspective, yeah. I think we kind of knew that we had kids that could compete and were willing to compete. So I'm not going to say we expected to be as good as we were, but we knew that we had a chance to compete at that level right away.
Yeah, I want to talk about year 2 some. Talk about your numbers. How are the numbers looking up north there? Returning starters. some young talent perhaps in the program?
Yeah, we have a very strong senior class. That's the first group of guys that we got to start with in 2022. So they've stuck around. We lost 4 kids from last year. So we had 4 seniors that came over and played with us. So most of our starters are back. We lost 2 starters. Carter Coleman and Caden Flavin came over and played for us last year and did a nice job. But yeah, we retain a majority of our roster. And even with that said, though, there's a lot of spots that are still up for grabs. Kids have improved. Our young kids are challenging old kids right now at practice. And everyone's trying to get better. And there's a little bit of discomfort with our old kids. You know, you don't want to be satisfied with where you're at right now.
Absolutely.
So we actually challenged them today at practice, and hopefully they can come back and respond tomorrow.
Coach, you've had a lot of success specifically offensively. Scored over 20 points in every game last season except one. But what's the offensive identity going to be like for this team?
We're not going to change from last year. We like to run the football. I think if you want to be a good football team in North Dakota, especially late in the year, you have to pound the rock. And we hang our hat on running downhill, and we're physical, and our linemen have really bought into they're the most important guys on our team, and I tell them that all the time. People don't recognize them, people don't know who they are, but we're going to run behind them, and then when things open up, we got a quarterback that can sling it around a little bit too, but your run game has to set up your pass game, and we're going to keep pounding the rock.
I was just talking to you before we went on air. You asked me if I played for your dad, Barry. Barry was OC when I was there, and he was starting to bring this scheme of, let's try 3 wide receivers. And I remember the look on Derry Gleave's face. He's like, this is not the I formation. What are we doing here? But Barry, very successful with his tenure at, with the Magicians and such. I was just wondering, how much do you rely on Dad? Is there a lot of football conversations during the week? Do you run ideas by him? What's the dynamic like with that?
Yeah, that's probably the only thing that we really talk about during football season, which probably drives my mom crazy because, I mean, I just got off the phone with him before I came over here.
Okay.
And we're planning practice. We're doing stuff. We're still running the offense that he ran, but it's changed and modified over the years, but the verbiage is still the same. And if it's not broke, don't fix it. And it's a real good thing to have him on the sideline with me, someone who knows that system so well. And he's just very wise in what he's doing. So having him, and then all of our coaches are really good, but he keeps me grounded, and he'll help me out a lot. So.
That's awesome. Thanks for sharing. Christian Dedman, running back for your team, did a lot of great things last year specifically, but you lost him to a knee injury late in the season. Can we get a quick update and how he's doing and if he'll be ready?
Yeah, Christian is still recovering some. Fairly severe knee injury, so he is cleared to play, but we're going to ease him back in the first few weeks and make sure that he's up to speed. But yeah, a guy that we want to get back, but we're not going to rush it by any means.
Can we talk a little bit about two-way West and what we can expect from the West side there? We're kind of hearing Dickinson's going to be better. Just kind of as a whole, how will the West be in AA football?
I think every team from last year to this year is going to be better. St. Mary's returns a lot of guys. They lose their quarterback, which will hurt them, but that kid actually got hurt last year, so they built some depth. Dickinson was very young. A lot of sophomores played for him. Devils Lake coming over, I think their quarterback might be the best kid in the state. He just runs around really well.
Really?
Real good athlete, basketball player, baseball player, threw a perfect game at the state tournament that I'm aware of. So, yeah, they're going to challenge people. And then you got Watford City with Coach Dooley out there. The offense that they run is a challenge to stop. And then Bill Nelson down in Jamestown always has a good team. So it'll be a tightly contested race.
Central Cass and Kindred, I know they're out east, but they are entering AA football now. How does that change things?
Yeah, I mean, they're both very established programs. I don't know a lot about them. I've watched them play. Last year at the Dakota Bowl, I called one of our assistant coaches, Zach Rudolph, and I said, Kindred and Velva are the best 2 tackling football teams here. At any level. So I know that Kindred's well coached and they do stuff really well, and Central Cass is kind of right behind them, nipping at them. So yeah, they'll change the dynamic. It'll be a competitive east side of the state too.
I saw you talking to Coach Hendershot over there. He's here tonight. He's the next guest, but I'm wondering if we line it up. Let's line you two up. 40-yard dash. Ignore this breeze. So let's call it non-wind aided. Okay. Who wins the 40-yard dash, you or Chauncey?
Well, he just told me that he hurt a vertebrae in his back. So I
gotta let your eyes.
I think I got him. He just turned 40. I turned 30 in a month, so I got him by 10 years. So I think I'll bet on myself on that one.
I think that's a safe bet.
Listen, Coach, great. Coach, really appreciate the time today, but what can the city of Minot expect from Minot North this year?
I think we're going to play a physical brand of football that it's fun to watch. Like running the ball sometimes isn't the prettiest thing in the world, but we're going to try to put up points. Our defense will fly around and be physical. So yeah, with what we got coming back, I think we can compete at a high level, and we really just appreciate support from our community, and we're going to play hard for them.
Well, listen, from everybody here at PSP, we wish you the best of luck. Thank you for your time, Coach Holman.
Appreciate it.
Tell Barry hi. Got to tell Barry hi.
I will do that.
We're going to take a quick commercial break, but when we come back, we will have head coach Hendershot from Minot High.
ServPro's construction program brings both vision and precision. From that very first hammer strike to the final touch of paint, our dedication remains unwavering. It's not just about remodeling, it's about legacy. In Minot and Bismarck, ServPro is your partner in transformation. We don't just build back, we elevate every space.
Take care of their customers.
That's right, Carson. You may be number 11 on the field, but at First Western, you and our customers are never just a number.
First Western provides the best in customer service.
When our customers call with a question, we answer their call personally.
Now that's pro-level service.
Thanks, Carson. Professional, friendly, full-service banking is what you can count on at First Western.
First Western, you can bank on us.
Welcome back to Beowulf Golf Course. My name is Dalyss Hanson alongside Bryce Gutknecht. We have a special treat right now here at Beowulf. Head coach of Minot High, Chauncey Hendershot. Coach Hendershot, awesome to finally meet you. I've heard all these great things along with all these other coaches, but last year, semifinal appearance, you lost to Fargo Davies, but went on a nice 8-3 run for the season. When you have a loss like that, how does it feel when you take that into the offseason, and are you kind of looking to build off of the great season that you had but still had that loss at the end?
Yeah, absolutely. Great season. The senior class that graduated last year, I think over the course of their time participated in varsity was like 23-6. But when we go into the offseason, it's honor the seniors and then pick up the hammer and let's get to work. And we've had a group that's done that.
Yeah, senior class. I was talking to Coach Weiler. He had a special senior class. So did you. So many continuing to play at the college level. I'm just interested to see, have there been a lot of phone conversations as a lot of these kids have moved on to the college level? You helping them navigate their way through camp? What have the phone call conversations been like?
It's a completely different animal there. Any of the quick texts or conversations or talking to their parents just to check in to see how everything's going. We're super proud of them. We're here for them, but they're off in a completely different world.
Hey, listen, I know it's early, but we're nearing towards the first game. You've had your two-a-days done. What is the strength of your football team?
I think it's our opportunities that our guys are going to have, our hunger, our inner experience is one of our advantages where we have really good competition right now. We have a group of guys, talking about a senior class. A lot of these guys, if they were here as sophomores, they were providing the reps against those teams, and it's their time to earn that opportunity. And we have some young athletes that are really putting it on tape, competing every day, and getting an opportunity to do it on Friday night.
I text you today. I talked about Coach Fillion a little bit, the DC. So I got a couple questions for you. Do you know how many points you gave up 2 seasons ago?
Points 2 seasons ago. Well, and I'm a social studies teacher.
Yeah, okay, all right. Okay.
I can tell you in some of those games, any point, according to Coach Fillion and the staff, 1 touchdown was one too many.
Okay. So 150. How about last season? You got a guess? At all?
So it was 150.
150 2 years ago. How about last season?
Last season, I'd say I'm going to go the under and go 145.
Ooh, 140.
Ooh, okay.
140.
Yeah, phenomenal defense, phenomenal defensive coaching staff. Coach Fillion's the GOAT.
Yeah, when we were interviewing, we did the player of the game stuff on the air and stuff, and they would, if we picked the defensive guy, the first words out of their mouth, Coach filling this.
Absolutely.
Talk about the job he does in preparing your team each week on the defensive side.
I mean, Coach Philly, just not even the defensive side, just for as a teacher, as a coach, just a phenomenal leader, great communicator. Him and the defensive staff, all those coaches put together a really good plan every week, do a great job communicating it, get the right reps in practice, and then I think the evidence is in the stats over the course of the last 5 years. Our defense has been really, really salty
Really
and attacking in many different angles. And there were a couple years ago, we probably had to institute. You're seeing like the Hutchinson rule in practice. There were a couple guys that they were able to cut loose in practice, and we had to institute a rule of like, hey, can we give them a rest so we can get a look here?
Tell us about some position battles that you guys have had that you can share with the audience.
Okay, we right now at quarterback we have a 2B sophomore, Ryder Sutton, who's been taking the 1 reps and has worked really hard. Really good, skilled quarterback, can make all the throws. Just about getting him comfortable for Friday night. He's done a really nice job. If you look at the quarterback position, it'd be him and then incoming senior Tegan Schindler. Schindler over the summer, huge part of the Vista success and huge part of our baseball success. So they both bring something different to the table. Ryder's been taking the 1 reps and we'll continue to do so, but we're really excited about both of them. I think in the scrimmage on Thursday night, we were able to move Tegan around. He was playing DB, he's playing receiver. He, in one set of the scrimmage, went 2 for 2 passing. So we're really, really excited about that position group.
Absolutely. I've talked a little bit about schedule. It's tough out of the gate. It's always tough out of the gate. We're the east side, so much talent over on the east side of the state. Tell us, I mean, it's kind of cliche, but you're going to learn a lot about your football team early in this season.
Oh, absolutely, and we're excited for that. We want to run the gauntlet. We want to do hard things, and we're going to get a great challenge in our schedule, and it just set up that way. And it's all AAA football teams and the way the schedule is set up. So we're not alone in that, but we are definitely going to learn some things and strive to get better every week. And if we're going to get some coach speak, strive to get better every practice and go from there.
The WDA, let's talk about the region. It seems like, from an outsider looking in, there's a lot of youth in all the teams from across everywhere from Bismarck up here. What do you, though, Coach, expect from the region?
I think every year you expect it to be a physical football game where any given Friday anything could happen. So when we get to the WA portion of our schedule, we want to be sharp. We want to take care of the football. That's also the time of year where weather starts to sometimes change and become a factor in games. So we probably got to be able to run the football and pick up consistent yards, but want to be fast, physical, because we're going to get it from every team that we play in the WDA.
Last question, you saw the Galactic pizza over there, 30-inch Galactic. I want to know, you're teaming up with Dalyss, Chauncey, and Dalyss versus Nick and Bryce. Who takes down the Galactic pizza first?
So who's on my team?
Right here. You got Dalyss. I know you just met Dalyss.
Me and you, Coach.
Yeah, I haven't.
You just met Dalyss.
I haven't shared a meal with him, but I can graze.
I'm an eater.
He enjoys a good slice of za, but
I can graze with the best of them. I think the slow and steady wins the race here. And I'll take that.
Let's go, Coach. Last question.
Get Nick's opinion on that. We'll have to see. Nick's hey,
if it was a blue buffalo pizza, then I'm probably going.
Yeah, we'll probably take me and Holberg on that one.
Coach, I gotta say, appreciate you coming by the way. But to see all you guys, the Minot area coaches, just sitting around together, talking to each other, talk a little bit about how it is to be coaching alongside these guys. Obviously competitors, but to have that tight-knit group that you guys do with your fellow coaches.
Great question, and it's awesome. We all grew up in the Minot area. The connections, played against Coach Weidler, was a teammate of his at Minot State, had an opportunity to get into coaching, hired by Barry Holman. Coach Holman's father had an opportunity to coach him as an assistant at Minot High. Coach Belinsky was a player there, two great players, and I think a group of people here that just have a lot of pride in the area, pride in Northwest North Dakota, and just happy to, now we're over there talking about our families and first day of school tomorrow and all that stuff. So it's really, really cool.
You good?
Oh, I'm good. Like I said, it's great. It's great seeing that. we've said it how many times, but thank you. We know the schedule. We know what you guys are trying to do, prepare to play games. But PSP, thanks you for coming on.
Yeah.
Thank you
Good luck
guys.
the rest of the way.
Appreciate it.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, closing remarks here from PSP Prime Time.
ServPro's construction program brings both vision and precision. From that very first hammer strike to the final touch of paint, our dedication remains unwavering. It's not just about remodeling, it's about legacy. In Minot and Bismarck, ServPro is your partner in transformation. We don't just build back, we elevate every space.
See? The slicer, the meat and cheese, it has a rhythm.
This is the rhythm of the slice. The slice. Oh yeah. The rhythm of the slice. This is the rhythm of the slice. The slice. Oh yeah.
Order for Danny?
Sliced right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
Thank you for choosing PSP Prime Time. My name is Dalyss Hanson alongside the great and powerful Bryce Gutknecht, aka BG. How about the new intro video for PSP?
Oof.
Dude.
Had me jacked. I don't want to, not a spoiler, but I got a little message from Coach Hendershot today about a hype video they haven't released.
Ooh.
No, I can't show you. I'm not going to show you when we get off the air. Nick, I'm not going to show you. But I was about ready to put some pads on and like go hard for about 6 to 8 minutes at practice and then probably call it good. But it was the hype video. I just think people don't sometimes realize how excited we are.
Yeah.
You know, like we've had these few months off. It's go time for us. We're so excited to bring you coverage from around the state, the western half of North Dakota.
Yeah, and I mean, we've got Todd Domry, Scott Woodmansee, Chuck Claremont, so many talented guys on this roster here at PSP, and the Bismarck crew does a great job up here in Minot. We just added Dickinson. First-year head coach Tiger Fry is going to take over Dickinson High. A lot of promise there. Dickinson Trinity. Brock's going to take over that position, but I mean, even Williston, PSP is becoming a bigger thing than I'm sure our guy sitting over there producing, Nick Holbert, could ever imagined.
We're really excited to kick off the Dickinson area. I'm hearing a lot of good things about Dickinson football, Trinity, and what they bring to the table every year. They're always competitive. They do such a good job getting ready.
I know a lot of people on Saturday are really looking forward to our coverage because it's 9-man time. Shout out to Owen Patterson, one of our talent guys. He's a big 6-man guy. Well, we're gonna add 3 more guys, 9-man. We usually cover a lot of 11-man, but there's something special about 9-man football here in the state.
I wasn't really familiar with that jamboree, I guess you call it, and such. But we're getting ready. I know we're gonna have a crew out there. They're excited. They're prepping and such, and we're gonna have a crew over in Velva. You know, it's their Valley City's coming down now. They're coming down this class, so we were thinking we'd see Velva Kindred in a rematch. Kindred gets bumped up. Now Valley City moves down, so we've got Velva, their first game as they look to defend, which is always a hard thing to do. It's always a hard thing to do. It's the hardest thing to do in sports. That's what they say. So let's see if the Aggies are up for the challenge this season.
Well, let's talk to somebody that knows a lot about PSP, knows a lot about our schedule. Nick Holberg, the producer and owner of PSP Network, is going to join us here at Beowulf Golf Course. Nick, how we doing?
Who was the teams that you asked Mr. Hendershot about taking down that Galactic? That was my question for you.
You and me.
Okay.
You and me against Chauncey and Dalyss.
Oh, done.
Come on. No. I don't know. We might have to figure this out.
I mean, the Minot High Labs, I think, probably have this one in the bag, don't we?
I think it's about as automatic as it can be, but maybe, I don't know. We catch, Chauncey maybe on after practice,
right.
a little hunger. Dalyss, night. We catch
Dalyss,
you guys at
you
the
know,
wrong
what kind of
time.
joke was that?
No, we catch you guys at the wrong time. You maybe
Right.
sneak in, take us down. So
Big thanks to Planet Pizza, by the way, and all those sponsors. And just a quick note on that entire portion of what we do. We're unable to be here without those sponsors like Planet Pizza and Beowulf and the ones that you see on PSP. So make sure to patronize those places this season when you're watching on PSP Network. And without them, we wouldn't be here. And we're more than thankful for those people. And by the way, I'm thankful for Nine-Man Football on Saturday. I get to get back in the saddle and call a game on Saturday afternoon. I have one question for you guys before my time here on the air is done, because I'm going to eat some more of this pizza. Quick, hurry. Do you think that we talked to tonight somebody, one of the four, I mean, the over-under, that we talked to a state champion in the 25 campaign? I mean, there's a pretty good roll of the dice there that one of the four coaches we talked to, if not more than one, are going to be in contention, right? I mean, at the end of the day?
I got to start. We'll start locally. The buzz that North created last year, Nick and I, we spend a lot of our time on the south side. We're at Dwayne Carlson with the Magicians and stuff, but there was a buzz that North created. I'm very anxious to see this season. I'm anxious to see. I think AA is just really underrated.
Me too.
I think you've got a couple teams jumping up there that are really good. And we talked to Coach Holman about the West as a whole in AA. He expects a lot of teams to take a jump, so I'm very interested to see. I'm very interested to see Minot High. I know what that senior class meant to them, and just to see the pieces that they're going to be filling in. We talked to quarterback and such. It looks like they may have a couple options. You know, they may throw different looks at teams in these ball games. I'm really anxious for that. Velva, I know there's a lot of hungry kids out there that, you know, I lack a better word, took maybe a back seat to some of that talent, but a lot of guys in positions ready to make a name for themselves. Still a lot of talent with the Aggies out there. And how about Coach Belinsky? He's bringing I really enjoyed talking to him. He, you know, the curveball with last year and what they dealt with here, and now he's in that head coaching position, and he's excited. I'm really excited to see what the old Lions bring to the table. They probably want a ring like Brody Bosch.
Yeah.
We saw him up here at the member guest tournament. He was flashing
Was
that
he?
championship ring around. He goes, "You want to check it out?" I'm like, "Yeah, I do." That thing was top notch. He was real pretty.
There's been two things, and I was born and raised in North Dakota, two things in North Dakota that have been steady. It's always usually windy, and the Velva Aggies win football games. I'm so excited to watch the Velva Aggies and get to know Coach Matt Weidler. It's been fantastic, but you know, this is my first time meeting half these guys.
Correct.
Just so much football knowledge, and I say this a lot, but we've got great athletes, but we've got fantastic coaches, and you need the coaches to make the athletes great, and we're so blessed to have that, man. It's very, very humbling to meet some of these guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's like Coach Hendershot said, they can sit there and talk football, but now they're over there talking kids, they're talking family, they're talking life over there, and what they're prepping for school and everything, and it's special. So we thank them how many times. It's awesome that all four of them came on tonight and gave us the opportunity to talk some preview football.
Well, thank you. This was your brainchild. Bryce Gutknecht had this idea. He killed it. You absolutely fantastic. Keep it up, my friend. For everybody sitting at home, make sure you check out PSP.network. Our schedule is on there. We're going to maybe add a few more games, and then basketball season's also right around the corner, let's be honest. So make sure you check out PSP.network. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. That's PSP Network. And also, all the games are going to be for free here in the regular season. How exciting is that?
Yeah, that's big time.
Can't beat that.
You're already talking hoops. Can we get through volleyball?
I know.
Soccer, football. Can we get through those first?
You're right. You're right. Want to also thank Beowulf Golf Course for allowing us to come out here and film right in front of this beautiful, beautiful course. Come out. There's plenty of good time here left in the North Dakota winter. As for myself, Dalyss, Hanson, Bryce Gutknecht, we appreciate you. Great job.
Yeah.
Great job. Thank you, and good night.
Here we go. Kemple, the scoop. No, he went up and got it.